Hey everyone, this is Deepak, and in today's blog video, I want to talk about a very different topic than what we had discussed in past. But what I'll do is like when I give example of how this is implemented, we'll take example of marketing and sales and social media, but you can also apply this on any other part of your business or life. And the topic today is what I refer to as the knowledge pyramid. And the reason I decided to do this video today is learning is at the heart of what we have done in our business, helping financial advisors learn and gain skills to grow their practice with retirement, insurance, investment, leads and client. So one of the major solution that we offered, now we have expanded our solution set, but the primary thing that we focused was the learning. And Advisor Learn, my company, have been the bedrock, if you will. So I am very obsessed and passionate about learning and education. And it's an area that I'm constantly researching. And right now I'm actually working on a newer version of our training platform and also adding some software capability because now we have software that we have created. And one of the vision of the software also is to innovate and improve the learning models that we are calling them. So I thought I'll just do this video today because every day when I speak with people, I continue to see this trend that is going on in the world right now. And I'm going to make some prediction today in terms of how I see, based on my experience and knowledge and research, where things are going. So the topic is what we call the knowledge pyramid. And let me show this to you on my screen now. So as you see here on my screen, and I created this called knowledge pyramid. And it is basically a journey from education to success. And, let's kind of go through this step by step. And I want to share with you this very insightful perspective that I'm also being very aware of as a parent, as a teacher in my program, and also as a student myself. So what's happening today is, let's define education, right? So education is a medium or place that you go or you see or you review to learn something. Okay, so education could be a school, could be a university, like our online training program is education. So education is basically a group of resources that you get to learn something. So let's say if you, again, taking an example of social media, let's say if you want to learn and use social media, then you need education. And our program, for example, the Advisor Algorithm program is an example, have resources to provide you education. So what has happened today with the advent of technology, video and all that, there is a lot of education out there. You see online schools like ours, a lot of videos out there, a lot of blog articles out there, a lot of resources out there on every social platform. And this is only going to increase. So education is in abundance and it's only going to go. And the main purpose of my video today is to just show you the line from education to success in life and how difficult that has become and how difficult it is going to become. So if you are trying to grow your business or improve your life or anything like that, then just pay attention to what I'm going to share. So the first step is education, and you have a lot of form factors have changed. Like when I went to my engineering degree, I did computer science, and that was education. After that, I did MBA when I came to Canada. That was an education. And now there are a lot more opportunities for people to learn management, learn computer science, and a whole bunch of things. So there's a whole transformation going on in terms of how people have access to information, which is essentially what education is. Now let's take the next step up. And as you see here, it's shrinking because the learning is reduced compared to education. Okay, overall there's more learning, but there is less learning now than what education materials out there. And what do you mean by that? Well, What I mean by that is, so let's define what is learning. So learning is you reviewing a material, be it a class that you attend in person, a webinar that you might attend in modern world, or you read an article, you watch a video like this one, for example. So the consumption of education material and understanding that in your brain, processing it, analyzing it, that really is learning. And everyone learns differently, right? That's very key. And my kids from the very beginning have been in Montessori school, so I've observed the style of education on Montessori versus regular school. So learning is very individualized in today's world, and I believe that that's just how humans are. And as education platform providers like myself, we want to make sure that we understand different students and provide a platform that increases the likelihood of learning for most people. So learning is very individualized by consumption. So there's a lot of information today, a lot of educational material today, free and paid, but learning is still being challenged. I think there's been some advancement, but not a lot. So the learning models is where we are innovating and investing a lot of resources, and I am very passionate about this, to create learning model that increases the adoption. There are many people in our program that joins, and some does extremely well compared to others, and that bothers me, and that's kind of what we have been using as the reason for us to learn and improve learning model. So that's learning model. Now what happens with learning model is, it's easy for some people to learn, like I'm a really good learner and a good student, but for some people it is hard. So there is role for technology and psychology and a whole bunch of things. So learning is still a challenge. Let's take a step up into knowledge, and that is an interesting one, because let's define what knowledge is. Knowledge is like, you know about something, right? If you break down the word knowledge, it's knowing of something. And the knowledge in today's world have increased with education and the learning out there. But the challenge, what is happening is there's a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, and there's little knowledge about few things. So what I mean by that is, like, let's say if you're a financial advisor, you might know a lot about marketing, about sales, about investments, about insurance, about investments, about movies, about travel, about trips, about health, about fitness, and you can just keep adding these topics. So your knowledge compared to somebody's knowledge 10 years back or 20 years back, there's a lot of knowledge on various topics. And that is good, I think, for humans to some degree. But our brain have a very limited capacity. It's a very a limited resource, right? It's just like any resource for that matter. So if you utilize that resource to learn a lot of things, then you're not going to become good at few things. And just the way the ease out there today of information, and the way they're being presented, like even if you're not interested in, let's say, neuroscience, for example, if Netflix makes a movie which is really exciting with the way they produce and all that, you probably will watch it, right? So you probably are enticed to watch topics and subjects that generally you don't have as much interest, but now it's becoming easier for you to consume. And that's going to happen more and more, which means you're going to gravitate towards learning a lot of things, and you're going to run out of resources to learn few things, which means you're not going to be a really good financial advisor managing investments and plan, because your brain and time have been consumed by a lot of things which honestly have little to no value in your life. So in my view, that's the danger of knowledge that we all have. Let's take the next step up, which is actions. Big gap. You see a huge drop between knowledge and action, and that's why you see that a lot of broke people in the world that are very knowledgeable. Knowledge is no good in my view if it is not leading into some sort of activities or actions. But a lot of times people get knowledge, and I know many people that have gone through masters and doctorates and all that just because they have just the desire of doing it. but they never implemented what they learned. They just wanted to achieve that milestone and feel good about them and put it up on their offices, degree, diploma, and all that personal satisfaction to some degree. And that's fine if that's your goal, but like we are very hands-on people here and trying to just work. I think actions are very important, and I see huge drop from knowledge to action. Knowledge is almost like a drug for many people, learning and education. You might want to learn, consume. Depending upon the type of material you have, it can be easier, as I said, like you can binge watch an entire Netflix series, but take no action. You might binge watch an entire physical fitness movie out there, for example, but never go to gym, as an example, right? So actions are still very constrained. Again, like knowledge, you're running out of time. Time is still 24 hours. I don't think that's going to change. So actions are still challenged. And I see many people that we work with that are learning about LinkedIn or Facebook that we teach, but they just don't take the action. And that's a challenge. Now, action drives result, as you all know. So if you're trying to get clients or appointments, if you're not, like you learned everything about LinkedIn, let's say, or Facebook, but you didn't do anything or didn't take the actions, you're not going to get the results. So that's where, again, we see a drop of people, and very few people advance to this ladder of pyramid of success, if you will. That's the gist of this video. Actions drives results. So very few people take the actions, and hence few people get the result. Now here's where things really get difficult. Now when you have result doesn't mean positive result. Result can mean negative result, which means, let's say you launched a campaign, be it on LinkedIn or Facebook, to target certain market. You got the result, and the result was either no result, you didn't get any leads, happens many times, or you didn't get the kind of leads, or you got the leads, you didn't get the appointments, you got the appointment, you didn't get the client. You see how this goes, right? So you got some results or no results, and that's where the feedback comes in. And again, very few people have an ability to deal with feedback, look at data, analyze things, be patient, not get frustrated. The more you do that, the closer you are towards success. And once you do the feedback loop, which again, few people do, then some of those people end up getting the success that they want. And this again could be any discipline. It could be physical, it could be educational, it could be business, it could be anything you want. You can apply this principle. I just took an example of social media. Just that's kind of the main topic we talk about in our blog videos, but you can apply this on anything for that matter, virtually anything. And I have gone through this myself, and I've learned a lot from different sources, observed this in my life. Now I observe this with my students, with my kids, and also personally. And I felt this was an important topic to cover today, in addition to just the tactical stuff that I talk about, like LinkedIn and Facebook. This is a core, and we want to do a lot of work in this space. And I'm very excited about how we are building some of the platforms and all that. And I believe that there's a lot more room to innovate in multiple industries, not like just in financial services that we currently focus. Not for profit, for that matter, has a huge opportunities. Even businesses, tech businesses that I came from, just learning and training the team, understanding the data, and there's a whole bunch of opportunities. So one request I have for you is just kind of take some time today and just observe your pattern. Chances are like you're really caught up in the first, second, third level. Education, learning, knowledge. You probably are lost somewhere in between. If you're struggling today in your business or life, just observe where you are. And education is a big trap. Learning is a gap, and knowledge is again a trap. So just try to find, and what I have done just to kind of stay on track to what we're trying to do is just, I just took the view or the approach that a lot of great athletes take, like Kobe Bryant, who's one of my legend, that, I admired a lot, or, any other sports star you take, like, these guys, when they dominated, they just focused on one or two things, right? So focus is your tool. you have to let go of not knowing a lot. My 6-year-old always jokes that my dad just knows about business and nothing else. And that's really how I am trying to condition myself, because that's the only way to get through success. You're not going to make it there. Just too much noise in between if you get excited or interested. So just keep an eye on that. Take some time, spend like a half an hour, think, observe, and if you do that, I think you'll find some insight. So again, I hope this video was helpful. Please share if you like this, and for more such video, just subscribe to our YouTube channels or LinkedIn. If there's anything we can do to help you, if you need any help, do reach out. Thank you.